Hello, this is David Dean, and we are back in Canny Valley, and we are doing the amplifier and trap tunnel setup for Storm Shield Defense number 2. We did get a new amplifier to place. I had a choice of either putting it here to the east, down into this big gorge, or putting it here to the north in another big gorge. So it really didn't make that much of a difference. Did end up choosing this one just because it's a different path from the first time I went through and did all the missions. And so already did the amplifier build. I will try to remember to include that link to how I do those in my description. But before we go build the trap tunnels for that, I did want to do just a few modifications up here to my home base. And get down in here. And last time, the only real issue, we ended up having this piece blown out, this one, that ceiling piece, and also the slant you saw me upgrade. And that was all due to lobber damage. And so this time we're definitely gonna, I've already gone around and put up lobber screens on two sides. And I'll show you that here in a second. But another thing I wanted to do, we have the tunnel coming up here, which worked great. The one thing I don't know, if propane gets up here, whether they'll try to go down here before throwing their propane, or whether they will throw it from right at this corner and just take out this wall. So before they get a chance of that, I want to put in here, and these walls weren't damaged last time, I just 99% tore them down just so you didn't have to watch me do that. And tore that out so I can put a launcher on there. And we're going to do a timeout area, but we're going to double the timeout area. So we will have here with another launcher. So anything coming through here, hopefully will get hit by that one, over here to this one, and hit back to this one. And we do have the now retractable floor spikes, and actually I'm going to put 2 of those there. And then of course put in a ceiling right now for traps. Just to show you quick, I have my gas trap way leveled up, legendary. Same thing with dynamos, leveled up to 3-star. I leveled up the retractable floor spikes up high enough that it got all 4 perks. So now it gets that plus 90% crit damage, which is some serious crit damage on top of the 45% I already had. Launchers, I was having a hard time since now I'm in Canny Valley. Crafting the mineral powder. Before it was simple, I think, mineral powder, but just didn't have any anymore. So I went ahead and leveled that up to 3 stars just so I could use the mineral powder that I have in the zone that I'm now doing. And then we're back down to the lower level ones. This is a legendary, but I haven't leveled it up that much. I don't use it as much as I will be these 4 traps up here. And then we drop down to the rare ones. Wall darts, I like them. Wish I had a better one. Wooden floor spikes, not too worried, just because the main thing I want out of that is the 30% slow. If you level them up, they will do more damage, but their damage is so low, I really don't worry about it. I just got a freeze trap, and I need to level that thing up. Just hasn't happened yet. But that's what I got for traps. But we'll be putting in here gas trap and gas trap. Back here we will do the dynamos all the way around. And I will come back later and do wall darts here and reinforce all this. You don't need to see me do that. But all of that is just trying to take care of anything that gets up this far. This did a really great job of taking out the vast majority, but unfortunately, durability. The launchers just do not last long enough on these waves. And so here I'm going to end up, I'm going to get hit by a tornado. Alright. Just adding on another timeout room Oh, but before we do that, if you remember, we had one issue. They found a path to get up over here and to come in the back door of my tunnel. And we do not need that. So we're going to put that there, and to make sure they're not beating on that wall to get in, or this wall, we will put 2 launchers there just to keep them away. But back over here to another timeout area. And I really want to find more creative ways, better ways to do these traps besides just doing the launcher with the timeout rooms. The problem is they work so good, I really hate using anything else. So I will be looking at trying to find more interesting ways to do the trap tunnels. But basically we're going to have them walking in on the wooden floor spikes, slowing them down, getting slammed by the launcher, getting back here where they get hit by the high damage retractable floor spikes. And once again, some more dynamos around here. And just to make sure they path the right way up into here, I'm just going to put some walls up here. We'll go ahead and use a little bit of brick. Hopefully that will help force them go over in there. We did have the issue, blasters. They're really tall, and they were coming up here on this ridge. They weren't tall, they couldn't step up here, but they would beat down the roof so they could stand here and shoot at me. And then the lobbers would come over and start lobbing at the fort through what the blasters tore down. So we are going to make that just a little bit stronger. And let's see. Yeah, I'm going back and forth. Sorry. All right. And we will put up, let's see. Hopefully we don't need one there. We'll just put a gas trap here. So if anything comes over here and tries to beat their way through, fine. We'll just kill them. But over here I did put a reverse stairs with the floating roof up here, and this is for sealing electric fields. They are low level, mine aren't doing that much damage, but they do kill all those little dwarf husks and some of the standard husks right where they spawn. The second they spawn, they're getting killed, and that helps out my traps so that like this launcher isn't getting entirely used up hitting the dwarf husk. Those are hopefully getting killed down there, or at least a lot of them. So that is always a great thing to do. And on this side, I'm definitely doing the most building on it because this is the side that you can never block off with an amplifier. So this side can get attacked for the remaining 9 storm shield defenses. But then coming up over here, we're just going to add on a little bit more. Oh, I already got a roof up there. And we'll do that with, well, all I got really is this. Hopefully, it sounds like they're going to be coming out with some new traps. Hopefully with the Easter event. And one of the things, right now you got the retractable floor spikes you saw me putting down. But they're going to have retractable wall spikes and retractable ceiling spikes, which would just be so much fun to add to the game. So hopefully that will be coming soon and just make the game more interesting, changing it up. I did have up here a tire trap since it's on a slant. It was entirely used up. And I had a ceiling electric field here, and that also got entirely used up. And we're actually going to put a gas trap this time just because it's a much, much higher level. And then my wall launchers got used up once again. All those little pesky husks coming through here used up my launchers. So this time, hopefully, we'll be killing all those pesky husks right at the spawn point. Or at least a lot of them. So, alright. So that is it on the west side. Over on the south side, I added just a little bit. And I went ahead and did that beforehand because all I did over here was put in a lobber shield. Since it is on a ridge, I got to make it several different levels to match the ground, basically. And this is the spawn point right here. So we'll go ahead and do the ceiling electric field, hitting them the second they spawn. When they come up here to a level piece, we will go ahead and do some damage to them. And there's 2 tunnels over here. So, whoops. Oh, there's a ceiling electric field, but it's already receding into the roof a ways. And so hopefully this will just thin out the herd a little more and stop lobbers from being able to attack. The other side, over here, I think we're all good. I'm going to keep it as is. If I need to throw up a lobber shield, I'll do it on the fly. And then, of course, the 4th side now has a brand new amplifier on it. So really don't have to worry about defending it anymore. And this gets kind of interesting now. Canny Valley is definitely much more of a difficult challenge than Plankerton. We're way down in this ravine or gorge or whatever you want to call it. And you will have mobs coming down. When I originally did this with my other account, I had a trap tunnel through here. And suddenly, from this opening up here, there was a spawn up on top. Everything fell down. All of them came down, walked across my trap tunnel straight over to the amplifier. So we want to make sure that does not happen. So we will put a metal wall there. And then we will put some stairs here. And just to make it a little bit more, I'm going to put another wall. Because it's a bad memory and I don't want it happening again. So, and then we'll go ahead and take out the stairs, because I will come back later after we get done building and reinforce that up a little bit. But we're going to be doing building down here, and we don't need the stairs in the way. I have my standard amplifier. As I said, I will put a link in the description saying how I built that up. But even on this, it gets too close to one of the cliffs. Normally I have another floor piece there and some more slants to help defend from lobbers. And there's just not enough room to do it. And as usual also, early on, we have 2 sides that are wide open, easy to build trap tunnels and stuff for. And we got one side right up. Let's see. Nope. There we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, within 3 tiles of the storm shield. So you really don't have much room. And on this side, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but there is actually a gap here, and then you got a cliff over there, and up on top, they will spawn up there. Everything will drop down there, and then they'll split, either coming in around the rock face over there or coming around down here. And as I said, they can fall down the cliff over here and come down here. So this gets really interesting. I don't think I've ever had anything spawn on the top of this side. But there is a tunnel network in there, and we're going to have to close off that tunnel network. And this trap tunnel build is going to take a while, just because of all that. And let's see, I should have enough metal. And right now I'm putting the path down that I want them to travel. And we're going to keep the roof open right here because I want them dropping down into here rather than going through the tunnel system and coming in the back of my amplifier where I probably won't have it very well defended. So let's see what we can get going here. Ah, good. We can put that down. And can I get a wall? And this is just fun building, trying to get the angles with the storm shield up. It's kind of tough to do, but if you can do it, it saves you a ton of trouble. And there, once again, we won't have roofs on the timeout rooms back there because they're going to be dropping down from the cliffs down into here. And let's see, we can do one more. But another thing that is a huge factor of this is this water that runs through, and they're not smart, the husk. Like if they want to get up here, they could just walk over here and go up. But sometimes they'll walk in the water and they'll just sit there beating through the metal. Fortunately, with my base on it and making this 3-tier metal will make it so the vast majority will die trying to beat on the metal and trying to destroy it. But right here, we're going to have a launcher. Here, we are going to have a ceiling, just so I can put some traps on it. And let's see, we got a little bit of room. Let's see, over here. Let's see. Just seeing where I want that. I definitely want open. You can go ahead and put up some more walls here. Ceiling and ceiling. We got that for the drop down. Over here. And actually this. Let's see. Nah, we'll leave it like that. Alright. Yeah, this is just a maze of building, trying to get this just right. Because, yeah, with them dropping down, it just totally changes the challenge. And unfortunately, this is going to be kind of a maze of timeout areas. But that's really all you can do, because you want to force them all the way back against this wall so you can be using ceiling traps to take them out, which you cannot do over here because you're going to have them dropping down. So let's see. We'll put up one more wall there. We'll bash down that tree later. Here, we're totally covered up top, so we'll go ahead and put a roof in. And there we go. So unfortunately, this is going to be eating up a lot of dynamos. And my yeah, so right there, the only damage those things are going to be doing, the two dynamos there, is for things that drop down. It'll probably only occur on 1 or 2 runs. But on those 1 or 2 runs, that can totally destroy you in Canny Valley. And so I'm basically just putting launchers any place I can put them that will end up knocking them back and off of the path to get up this ramp here. And this should be more than enough. I also brought up the fact that now I'm going to be doing wooden floor spikes about every other tile, trying to keep that 30%. And actually I'm going to do one here just because for when they come walking out of the timeout area. But back in the timeout areas, we're going to have the retractable floor spikes that do that massive damage. And let's see, this is just for ones walking in there. We'll just use these. And hopefully this additional damage will help take out these mobs a lot faster. Alright. No, we need those. And let's see here. Just seeing whether I want dynamos or the darts. Like here, this is a great place for the wall darts. They can shoot out up to 6 tiles, but they only detect mobs for 3 tiles. So now we'll have mobs coming down from up there, but the second they land down here, they're getting hit by a launcher, wall darts, and if they go any further, some more gas traps. Alright. So that is looking pretty decent, pretty safe through there. As I said, I'll come back later and reinforce all this metal. And let's see, one more gas trap there. And I really need to start getting zappers, because like at this distance, really nothing should be getting this far except for smashers and maybe a few husky husk or propane. And to take those out, it's much better to use the ceiling zappers, because they're only going to have 1 or 2 targets coming through, and those ceiling zappers just do massive, massive damage. And let's see, I'm running low on the dynamos. I'm going to put 3 dynamos in that one and 3 dynamos in that one. And then they get up here. And actually, normally I have the 45 in front of the amp right there. We're going to do it here and here, just to keep them away. And let's see, how do I want to work this? I'm trying to see, because if I knock them down, I want to make sure they have a space to get through so they're not bashing through a wall. So actually, we will double it. So we will do another 45 there. So we'll have a launcher pushing them back to another launcher to there, and that launcher will shoot them back into one of these 3 pits. I kind of like the way that worked out. That was not necessarily what I planned. But yeah, then we just got these. Anything that makes it up here gets launched back down. Got to make sure I put a backboard so they don't go up on the roof, which has happened before to me. Not a good thing. And unfortunately, all of that just to block off one side, but that side's going to get attacked a lot. So definitely need a heavy defense for it. Unfortunately, over here, this one I want as soon as possible to put down the amplifier that is to the west of this. I wish I could have put it down this time, but it's not totally revealed yet, and it wasn't even available. So right now, this is a spawn point for attacking the amplifier. And in the past, when I did it on my first account, I tried to do traps on these slants, coming around here, forcing them down here, and then coming around, and that did not work. They just ended up beating up all the stuff, and yeah, it was just a constant pain in the butt. So, kind of going in my rule of welcome them into the amplifier, give them a nice long safe path. Actually, no, I'll stick with metal. So we're going to have them just walk straight down, and then they will drop. And that's one thing I didn't know when I first started doing the tunnels, whether Husk would be willing to drop 2 or 3 tiles. And they are. They don't even think about it. So, we will be bringing them down here. Once again, let's see. Actually, the back of this timeout room I'm going to keep open so I can run in and out. And we will do that with launchers right here as usual. So we will have them come through here, standard timeout rooms, and then hopefully none of them will make it this far, but if they do, then they will drop down, and we will do here, put in some dynamos. Actually, we will do, yeah. This would be a great place for a freeze trap. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to level it up in time. So we will do the retractable floor spikes with dynamo, and a launcher. So anything that makes it this far, they'll take that damage. I don't think I can get up this way anymore. Nope. So we will do that with a jump pad. And we're back up. Outstanding. And this, once again, like I said, I kind of hate constantly using these timeout rooms, but they work. They do such a great job, it's hard not to do them. And let's see, we will put that up there. And fortunately, this one we can actually put a roof on. And also, this will take care of all the small stuff. The only thing getting down there will be husks. And actually, right here, if you leave this open like this and a propane guy gets here, he won't drop down. He'll throw his propane from here because he can see the amplifier. So, do not let him see the amplifier. Let's see, can I get this without falling off? Doesn't look like it. All right. So, we just need to put that there so that the Husky or propane will come down here, and hopefully he'll die here. Otherwise, he's going to be throwing that propane and blowing stuff up. Let's see, I am trapped on this side now, and I can't use the same trick as I did before. We can do it with a little modification. There we go. And all right, now we're up here. And actually, I'm going to end up blocking that off. Maybe we'll just put a door there. Alright. So now this is where hopefully 99% of whatever spawns over here will come through. I could block this off over here, but I already have that blocked off. Let's see. I'm just thinking of smashers. Smashers doing stupid things. But we'll go ahead and give it a try. All this is an experiment, and once again, I'm going to be tearing down all of this as soon as I can build this one here. So, kind of overkill, but there's really no other way to do it without taking some massive risk. There is a chance also they will try to come over here and bash their way through. So, let's just make it a pain in the butt. If they do try to come over here, then they just drop in there. And by the time they beat their way out, I will build a new shiny trap tunnel for them. And actually can't get through there. And now, this is a... Let's see. This is a combination one here. Because as I said earlier, you have this big massive cliff to the north. And they kind of wishbone to each side. I really don't want that. Or... I kind of want that, but I kind of want to make them pay. So what I want to end up doing here, and now we'll switch over to stone. And this doesn't quite reach, but what I'm going to end up doing is here, putting a launcher, knocking them down. And can I do it? No. But I'm going to alternate over here on the side. I'm going to put another wall with a launcher. I'll put a floor with another launcher. So anything that tries to walk across this bridge nice and easy to my amplifier, hopefully will go get knocked over, taking a whole bunch of damage. And then coming up the way they were originally going to anyway. This is just ugly. Let's see. I got a ramp right here. Let's see, I can just barely make it down here. And let's get rid of the pretty little cactus. And this I'm going to have to do a lot more on later. We're just got to try to make it so I can survive this first storm shield defense with this amplifier. Because you cannot block off this area with future amplifiers. So this will be getting attacked again and again and again. So we want to make it as strong as possible. Unfortunately, right now, I can't get in there to do it. But we can, let's see, I want to set this up with a wall here. Hopefully I can get them to come over this way. And then this will be, of course, you know what's coming, another timeout room. And let's see, this one actually, I will also, I can't. It has, I was going to make a double timeout room. And we may go ahead and set it up for it anyway. And I'll have to get over here when the shield drops, bust out that support beam from the structure they had built to put up a wall there. But let's see what else I can get in here. Just trying to do as much building right now as possible. All right. So yeah, like this, if they come through this side, super strong, 100%, no problem stopping them. If they come through this side, it's going to be a total chaotic mess, which, as you know, I kind of enjoy. So we will have them coming up here. And let's see, since they came from this direction, they usually try to attack the amplifier on that side when they come up. But let's see. And I may end up let's go with metal, and I kind of like the way this was over here. So we're going to go ahead and put the 45 right here. Let's see. Sorry, thinking while I'm building. So hopefully this will work. We'll give this a try. And then do I want to do... Sorry. All right, there we go. We are going to go with this. Trying to get them up to attack this, which will have, once again, we're going to have a floor launcher. All right. Over here, we're going to have dynamos. More dynamos. Gas trap. Up here. And we will have wall darts shooting them in the back. let's see. Here, I want to keep that open just so I can get in and out easy. Actually, darn it, because I want a launcher there. So, nope, we're going to put a launcher. More important, got to do the traps. And then over here, we're going to have a launcher back into a double timeout area, hopefully, if I have the time to make that happen. And let's see. We're going to do wooden here. Oh, I can't even reach it, so shouldn't worry about it. Here, the bigger damage. We'll have dynamos. Here we'll have some darts. We're going to keep that open for things dropping down into it. And really, that's about all we can do on this side. So that's one half of the wishbone. Let's get one more dynamo up there. The other half of the... And this is a lot of building. I will admit it. A lot of effort. But to me, it's just pure fun. Okay, here we could end up with some coming over this way from up above. If they do, they should drop down right here. And I'm going to have a launcher. And I will come back and reinforce that and put some traps up there. But that is in case I'll actually run up and show you. Some of this is just because I know they do strange things. The mobs, like the smashers. So if something comes through over here on the side or sneaks around somehow on this path, they're going to want to come down. If they come down to the amplifier, they're going to drop here, and that launcher will send them over this cliff. This is also where the other side of the wishbone of mobs coming from the north. And this is a very straightforward, very boring tunnel through here. So there isn't really much I can do with this because it's just you're set into a natural made one tile wide trap tunnel. So, and as I said, this one will last for the entire game because this spawn point will be here for the entire game. So you will have the mobs coming up here. And actually, let's try to do let's see, do I want to do a half wall? Nah, I don't. Just because launchers can sometimes spit these guys back out 3 tiles. And if they go back 3 tiles, they're back to this launcher. But I will do the wall right here. And in here, we're going to end up doing, like I said, we're going to do it every other. And then do the retractable floor spikes. On a long tunnel like this, it is great for the wall darts. Let's see here. No, it's I was just checking to see to do the ceiling electric field, and it's not all that great of a place right here. So we will end up having gas traps throughout here. How many I got left? I got a few left. We need one more ceiling piece at least. And then I'll end up putting dynamos on the walls here and reinforcing all this. And that should... that sounds like a hell of a lot, but it should be pretty well done now. Let's see. Put a tile and a tile. Nothing much should be able to get through this tunnel. Even smashers should be able to get eaten up by all the dynamos and gas traps and stuff. But yeah, the only big issue, and this is a big one, up here on this cliff edge, when they spawn up there, you can get lobbers up there. And it's kind of hard to do a lobber screen when the lobbers are higher than your amplifier. So, may see some building on the fly. I know when I ran it before, I ended up having to build stairs like 3 tiles high, and then making a roof so they couldn't get the angle to throw down on my amplifier. But right now we're going to go with this. Like I said, I will come back, reinforce it, put in the dynamos where I need to. Let me see. I had this put up here from before. I just like clearing out. If I know there's a spawn point somewhere, I want everything cleared out of there as possible. But yeah, they can spawn up there and then they'll just walk over here and drop down. But as long as you leave your trap tunnels that are right across the edge open, then they just fall down into your trap tunnels. So hopefully this will all work. Oh, there is one spot that they could. And just to stop that, we will do that real quick. So now they'll fall down where they're supposed to. And yeah, this is going to get interesting. Canny Valley with them dropping off of cliffs all over the place, going through tunnels. Ooh, tunnels. That's what I was missing. Before, at the very beginning of all this, I talked about how you will have mobs. A very few, like the smashers and stuff, will try to come out and around, same thing with flingers, and come around the backside of the amplifier and attack it. And I will put up some launchers and dynamos just to guard the back for anything that wanders. But what we really need to do, and don't have too much metal left, I'll have to reinforce later, but we're going to put up a wall, a floor, same thing over here, and then I will put launchers on those. And these are the two main entrances. There's more if they keep going around out, but we may get forced to put this amplifier down next time, which will cut off a bunch of that. But even if they beat their way through, I don't want them going this way. So we will once again cut this off. And over here, we will cut this one off. Basically, so if anything does get into the tunnel system back in here, the only way they can get into the amplifier without beating down additional walls is to drop into the trap tunnel. Right where I want them. So, there you go. We are all finished. I hope this helps. Let me know your comments. Mainly about Canny Valley. If you found any creative ways in here or had horrible experiences, let me know what you've experienced in Canny Valley, trying to do trap tunnels, trying to deal with the mobs coming from all different directions. And I look forward to hearing from you. Take care and have a great one.